So if you're watching this video, your horn probably sucks, just like mine. You get a cheap as possibly produced, single tone, boring horn. It'll pass the safety standards, but that's about it. I'm going to be replacing it with this pair of PIAA Sports horns, and they are awesome. How do I know they're awesome? Because I've used them for years, even on my motorcycles. They work, they turn heads, and that's what's important. So this is a 2021 Nissan Rogue, 22 is the same. The 22 and up Mitsubishi Outlander is also very similar because they're sister cars. Pretty much any car is going to be very similar as far as what to do, but how you do it is going to be different. If you have a different car or if you're going to be using different horns or a different install, I can't help you with that, but any questions about the specific install, hit me up in the comments. So the first thing we have to do is just simply remove this access cover. It's just like the one down below that you have to remove to get your oil filter. There are 10 of these quick connect clips. Just use a screwdriver, gently pry up the center section and pull it out. Now, if you're like me and you tend to lose or break these, get yourself a combo kit. Links for everything are down in the description below. This combo kit costs less than shipping one replacement clip from the dealer, and it has all the different kinds of clips you'll find on any kind of modern car ready to go. Just lift your panel out of the way, and the horn is right down here on the left hand side. There's a quick connect, and I already moved the mounting bolt just so you can see things easier. You just need a 13 mil wrench. Just remove the bolt and everything comes loose. Press the little tab right on the top of the plug there and disconnect the wire, and then the horn just lifts out. So if you have one of these little quick spin wrenches, it makes taking that bolt off really fast and easy. Here are the new horns. Now this one I've already started to modify. This one is as it comes out of the box. So here's the OEM horn, really nothing special. I like to do these projects without any modifications to the car, but we are going to have to clip the connector off the car side because this male end here is riveted and actually part of the horn housing, and it's not available separately anywhere. Otherwise I would have just bought one of these or taken this off and repinned it, but it's just not an option. Not a big deal. That's the only modification we're going to do. We're not going to drill or do anything to the car itself to get the new horns in here. Here are the new horns as they come out of the box. Now if you're doing it on another vehicle, you may luck out and you may have these exact same mountings, and you're going to just unplug your old horn and plug in the new ones and bolt it in place, and you're good to go. They are the same stock size as many horns out there, including many motorcycles. Now we do have a water shield on here. If you're going to be putting these anywhere where water is likely to splash or spray into the horn itself, you must leave this in place. We're not, so we're going to take it off. You can see it just makes it a little bit shorter. All you have to do is pry up this little plastic tab right here, and then this simply slides off. Now we're going to build this up and mount it to the car with some 3M double-sided body tape. This is the same stuff that they use to actually hold panels together on cars. It's what holds your emblems to the car. This is not permanent. You can peel this off or slide something in between the panel to take it back off. So you're not going to break anything, but don't have any fears about this not holding. As long as the surfaces are smooth and clean, this is absolutely perfect for what we're going to do here. So I've built it up because there's a nut here just to get a nice flat surface and as much surface area as possible. And this is ready when we are ready to stick it in the car. We're going to need a little bit of wire just to go from the car to the two new horns, and the appropriate wire clips and however you want to dress it up. I got a multimeter here because I'm working alone today, and my car has the option, I turned it on here for this video, to beep the horn when you lock the doors, so I'll be able to test the wires to see which is positive. If you don't have that feature, you can just use a buddy to hold down the horn while you test to see which is positive, and that is important because you do need to wire these appropriately. And the documentation for the horns, if you get these, I'll show you what they are. If you get something else, just make sure you look. It'll tell you which is which. I'm going to go ahead and make up my wire connectors first so I can just plug everything in. I'm just going to measure out, see what I need, and then I'll show you how I connect everything. Now on the Nissan, the light brown wire is positive on the wiring harness from the car, and the top terminals on these PIAA horns are the positives. These are the negatives. The black on the wire connector is negative. So here you can see I'm building up this horn here with the tape. I've got one layer down, just cut them to fit each side of that nut. Peel off the backing paper so you're putting tape to tape. 3 layers of this will clear this here, and that'll be a nice solid surface for sticking to the car. So here during editing, I found out my audio got corrupted for the rest of the video, so you get a voiceover. We're going to be mounting the horns here on the sides on these end pieces that are just air diverters, keeping the cooling air going through the radiator instead of into the engine compartments. One side is flat on the right-hand side of the vehicle. On the left, there are some little ribs that we're going to build up with tapes to make flat, but they're completely out of the airflow. Actually, we'll get a little bit extra cooling to the radiator. It's a perfect spot for them. So I measured out my wires. I've got 2 lengths, 1 for each side. I went with 14 and 29 inches, and that'll give me a perfect length to run it along the factory wiring harness and keep everything nice and tidy. I left myself enough on the factory wiring harness if I ever want to put it back to rewire it in. On the new wires, I went with the larger yellow size connectors to fit both wires. On the car side, the wires are very small, so I went with the smallest. Luckily, the actual male and female parts fit no matter what sizes go together. Just zip tie them in so you don't see them and they're not going to rattle. Plug them in and you're good to go. So I'm on a different mic system right now. I apologize. My mic actually died in the middle of that video. This is my backup. But you at least heard the difference between the motorcycle and the stock horn. It's exactly the same volume and tonality that we're going to get out of this one. They are different, however. That brings me to my point. There are 2 really cool things about these PIAA horn kits. One is that they're low amperage. Both horns together are less than 5.5 amps, which means you can replace virtually any OEM horn, even a single, with no additional wiring or relay, and that makes install really easy. The other cool thing is there are multiple kits available with different combinations of tones. So you can pick and choose what sounds good to you. If you look on the Amazon pages, there are quick little video clips of what each one sounds like. I went with the classic Cadillac sound for my bike. For this time on the car, I wanted more of a classic Ferrari trumpet noise. Let's see how it turned out. Absolutely love it. Hope this helps. Everything is down in the description if you want to do it yourself. See you next time.